Hey everyone, it's Caitlin, your favorite mission girl and wannabe Jedi, and today is going to be all about Star Wars. Because last night was the long-awaited premiere of Star Wars Rebels Season 3, Steps into Shadow. Okay, let's admit it. After that Season 3 trailer premiered at Star Wars Celebration and quickly went global, all of us Rebels fans kind of went a little cuckoo bananas. We have gone through that. We have just gone through the emotionally draining, mentally breaking episode Twilight of the Apprentice, and then we get hit with this really high-intensity, crazy trailer that's kind of turning everything in our around that we know. I mean, we're getting more into the Force and the mythology of it. We're going to see the rebellion growing, and we get reintroduced to a classic Star Wars villain that was part of the EU, who that has since gone into Legends, and now he's back. So it was so cool. So I wrote down 5 things I saw last night during the season premiere that I want to talk about. This is my Rebels recap, anyway. First off is Ezra. When we see Ezra, it turns out he's been doing really good for himself after Malachor. There was a little bit of worry. After all, he, as far as he knew, just saw one of his closest friends and somewhat of a mentor, die in an explosion after an epic battle with Darth Vader. For all Ezra knows, Ahsoka is gone. And I think that kind of tears him apart. And let's not forget, Kanan has been blinded, and he was blinded by Maul, who Ezra said we can trust Maul. He obviously knows a lot of good and stuff like that. And that's obviously not true, because Maul, we all saw what Maul did. So obviously Ezra has some issues, and from the sounds of it, it looks like Kanan hasn't been around to help him. But Ezra seems to be going good as far as we can tell, especially since it appears he's been doing a lot of missions, taking the lead, and they've been going really good. In fact, Sabine and Zeb are acting like he's in charge, like he's the new Kanan. So when we see Ezra again, he's there to break Hondo out of prison and gets a 2-for-1 special because he has to get Hondo's friend out of prison. But Hondo's friend gets shot and goes bye-bye. And then we see the darker side of Ezra, the newer side. In my last couple of videos, I have talked about how far we're going to see Ezra go into that dark side. It's like he has to go dark to grow as a character. Well, he went pretty far. Remember, there is a time jump between Season 2 and Season 3, and I thought it would be like a few months. I think it's more like a year. Some people are saying it was like a 2-year, 3-year jump. I'm saying it was probably a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years at the most, because it's clear they're still dealing with the after effects of Malachor, and if it was like a 3-year time jump, I think we wouldn't be seeing any of the after effects. But I'm thinking the time jump is about a year, maybe a year and a half. Anyway, Ezra decides he's going to use the Force to help get his friends out of this dangerous situation. But it's not the Force I've gotten used to seeing Ezra using. Granted, the last 2 seasons, Ezra's been learning all about the Force, and of course, it's the light side of the Force. The good side. What Ezra does with the Force in the opening scene of last night's episode is not good. Ezra has obviously grown. He's a lot stronger, which is good. But his Force usage at the beginning is very dark and kind of evil. Ezra uses a Jedi mind control trick to tap into the mind of a walker pilot and has that walker turn its guns onto the stormtroopers, shooting them and then pushing them further and further until they fall off the edge of the platform. Now that would have been fine and he could have ended it there. But Ezra keeps control over the pilot's mind and has the walker go over the edge. Sabine says it perfectly and goes, when did Kanan teach Ezra that? And Ezra goes, Kanan didn't teach him that. I'm going, yeah, Kanan would never teach Ezra something like that. That's just so darker. And then later, when they get back to the base, when they meet up with Hera again, Hera's upset because Ezra didn't know all the details about the mission, and he's responsible for it because he's the leader. And Ezra actually loses his temper and yells at Hera. Ezra has never yelled at Hera. That just blew my mind. Why would Ezra yell at Hera? She's like his foster mom. Why? I mean, it was like, oh my gosh. But he does apologize. But then he goes to his room and starts throwing the typical teenager temper tantrum, and then gets the holocron out from where he hid it in one of his helmets and opens it. Oh my gosh. So, yes, Ezra did open the Sith holocron at the end of the Season 2 finale, and apparently he's been opening the holocron and using it a lot. And it's like, oh my gosh, Ezra, what's going on in your head? But apparently Ezra thinks the Sith holocron is good for him, and he uses the justification of that because when they go to meet with Commander Sato about the last mission, and where her hunter goes, oh look, there's this like scrapyard with all these A-Wing bombers from the Clone Wars that they're taking apart. You could get these and repair them and use them for your rebellion because it's getting bigger, so they need more ships. And Commander Sato goes, Ezra, you've been doing such a good job on your missions. We're going to make you a lieutenant commander. It's like, wow, that's a big field promotion for a teenager. So Ezra's like thinking, yes, the Sith holocron, it's working. It's helping him. It's making him better. It's not making him better. And Hera is just so proud of Ezra and tells him Kanan would be proud too. And Ezra goes, well, why isn't Kanan here? That brings us into topic number 2 for this video, Kanan's struggle. Apparently, Kanan has put himself into exile after the events on Malachor and hasn't been dealing well with being blind. In fact, he did just the opposite of what I thought he would do. See, I thought, especially after going back and looking at the episode and stuff, I thought being blind would make Kanan stronger in the Force and draw him closer to that power. Because, of course, one of the first things every Jedi learns to do as a youngling is how to use the Force to see. You know, they blindfold them and stuff like that. So I thought because of that, it would maybe, I thought, okay, Kanan will have a difficult time adjusting, but for sure, it's not going to be like he's going to grow away from the Force. He's going to grow closer to the Force. But silly me, I was wrong. That didn't happen. Turns out Kanan's been distancing himself. Not just from Ezra and Hera and the other members of the Ghost crew, but from the Force itself, which is kind of sad. But Hera comes to Kanan and sets him straight and says, look, Ezra kind of needs your help, for lack of a better, well, she doesn't say it, but for lack of a better word, he is Kanan's dad. He is Ezra's dad. So, and Kanan's like, fine. And he goes to talk to Ezra, and Ezra has a Sith holocron out, and it's open, and apparently Kanan does not know that Ezra has been using that. So when he finds out Ezra has been using it, he is kind of upset, and I do have to say it's justified. I mean, Ezra's going on and on about how using the Sith holocron and learning from it is giving him power, making him stronger, making him a better person, and I'm sitting in my room in my head going, yeah, but it's only temporary. You know, you burn out faster, I think, by being bad and evil and doing these horrible, nasty things rather than doing good. And, okay, it might seem like when you do things the right way, the good way, you're not getting any credit, and it seems like sometimes things never go right, but in the end, it always comes back to you. So just because you're using the dark side now, it seems like everything's going great and everything's perfect. Well, sooner or later, it's going to flip, and it's going to be horrible, and you're going to get knocked down a peg or two. So it's better to do things slow and make mistakes than just say, okay, give me this power now. So, and I think that's what Kanan was getting at. It's better to work for the power than just seize it, take it, and do everything right all at once, and then have this massive fall later. But Ezra gets really upset and even yells at Kanan and says he doesn't need Kanan anymore. And I'm going, oh my gosh, Ezra, why would you do that? Why would you say something like that to Kanan, who's already dealing with his own issues? I mean, Hera tells Kanan that Ezra is blaming himself for what happened to Kanan and Ahsoka. So it's like, Ezra needs Kanan, and when Kanan finally comes back, Kanan just says, you're being bad. And I agree, take the Sith holocron away, but maybe he could have been a little bit gentler, because Ezra kind of blows up in his face, and literally, and I'm like, no, don't do that. So, obviously, part of the season is definitely going to be seeing Kanan and Ezra rebuild their relationship as Master and Padawan, because it's obviously fallen apart in the months since Malachor. And it's interesting to see the struggle Kanan has, because now he has to reconnect with the Force in a deeper way than he ever has. We can't forget that before Rebels, Kanan was pretty much ignoring that he had been a Jedi, and the best example, as I said this in another video, is when you read A New Dawn, Kanan, and it's from Kanan's point of view, he actually and his head is going, the Force is this horrible thing because the Force takes everything you care about away from you. And so during the first season, he had to reconnect to the Force by teaching Ezra. And during the second season, he had that connection. It was good. He was a great teacher. And now it's like he has to rebuild the connection again because after what happened on Malachor, he distanced himself. So now he has to rebuild the connection for like a second time, but he has to do it on a deeper level because of being blind, and now he has to use all his other senses, and with the Force it can help enhance them. So I think we're going to see Kanan growing a deeper connection to the Force, and I think it will grow even deeper because he has to rebuild his bond with Ezra, who is, I think, amazingly strong in the Force. And so I think by Kanan deepening his connection to the light side of the Force, it will also help deepen Ezra's connection to make their bond better, and I'm just hoping everybody lives happily ever after. But yeah, number 4, I'm switching it up. Number 3 is the Bendu! The Bendu! Oh my gosh, I'm not entirely sure what the Bendu is. The Bendu introduces himself as the thing in the middle. When he literally says there's the Ashla, which is the light side of the Force, I think like the Org or Borg, I don't know, but the dark side of the Force, which I should know, but I don't. And he's the one in the middle. He's the perfect balance of light and dark. And I'm like, oh, gray Jedi, but not gray Jedi. Okay, whatever. And he is the one who who finally, after all this time, breaks through to Kanan about what Kanan needs to do in order to see. Kanan wants his sight restored, and when the Bendu says, oh, I can help you with that, he thinks he means, oh, my eyes will be healed, I'll have 20/20 vision, everything will be good. No, what the Bendu is talking about is Kanan has to look inside himself, see what is holding him back, fix it, and then connect to the Force and be better. And that's what Kanan does, and it's like, wow, it took a really weird-looking mythical creature to teach you how to do that? Okay. But it was really cool because we saw Ahsoka Zara, the convoy, so I was really happy to see that. And the Bendu is really interesting because as Kanan gives him the Sith holocron and says, this is what my student's been using, and I'm terrified, and the Bendu's like, okay, and he keeps it because Kanan pretty much gives it to him. And we're going to see the Bendu again next week, actually, and I forgot the title of the episode. It's like, I think it's Holocrons of Fate. So we're going to see the Bendu next week, and it's very interesting because one of the news articles I read kind of painted the Bendu as another kind of evil character for this season. In Steps in the Shadow, like last night's episode, I didn't think the Bendu was that bad. He was definitely different. It's really the first time in the Star Wars universe, in the canon universe, that I've really seen this thing about the gray in between light and dark, the middle. So it's definitely an interesting take, and it's really setting up the paths the show will follow, because I feel like the show is going to go on 2 different paths. One path will be about the rebellion and how it's growing and getting stronger, and then the other path will be about the Force, the mythology, and diving deeper into it. I mean, let's not forget, during the trailer, we see that moment where Ezra and Maul are, like, attempting to combine the Sith and Jedi holocron. So it's going to be interesting to delve into the Force mythology, as well as see the path the rebellion is taking and how it's growing, especially considering the fact that we are just a few months away from Rogue One coming out. So, yeah, I think the Bendu will be an interesting character. I don't know how many episodes he's going to be in. I thought he was just going to be in 1. But now it looks like he's going to be in next week's episode. So maybe he'll be a character that keeps popping up all throughout the season. And I think one of the reasons he's interesting is because when Kanan meets him, he tells Kanan that it was the imbalance inside Kanan within the Force that woke the Bendu. So I'm excited. I think the Bendu is going to be an interesting character. The new looks for the show, the looks are, I like them. I have to admit, it took me a while to like Ezra's look. But I do like Ezra's look. I think it fits his darker personality because obviously he's going to be dark for a few episodes. he and Kanan do reconnect in Steps in the Shadow, but I don't think we've seen the end of Ezra's rebellious, darker nature. I think it's going to stick around for a while because it's going to be something Ezra has to work on and deal with, and it's definitely not easy getting rid of that darker side of your personality. I mean, I have one, and I admit it, I have a horrible temper, and it's very hard for me to keep my temper under control a lot of the times. I can get really moody and stuff, so I can kind of relate to Ezra right now, but I think Ezra can do it. I mean, I can do it. I'm pretty good, but so it's interesting. So I definitely think now that I've grown, Ezra's look has grown on me, I do like it. I do like the kind of the tone down, the little stripped down. There's not as much armor or clothes or anything like that. It looks nicer. The color scheme has definitely gone a little bit darker. Sabine is my favorite, though. I love Sabine's new look. I am crazy about Sabine's hair and Sabine's haircut. I'm getting my haircut soon, and I'm like, I want a haircut kind of like Sabine's, but not the same because I don't think it looks as good as me, but I'm totally loving the pink hair. I'm like, yay, pink! There's pink in the Star Wars universe, and it's not on a frilly dress, so yay! Sorry, so yay! There's pink in Star Wars. It's awesome! When I was younger, I always, when I was thinking about getting lightsabers, I always wanted a pink lightsaber, like hot pink, and I'm like, yay! And now I want a silver one like Ahsoka, so that would be awesome. But I am loving the new looks. They're awesome. The last thing on my list, and this is actually a short video today because I have stuff going on, but number 5 on my list is Thrawn! It was so awesome. Okay, he was like in the episode for like a grand total of maybe like 10 minutes, maybe probably less than that. But Thrawn! I'm so happy he's back. I talked about this when I was talking about the season 3 trailer. When I saw it, I actually started to tear a little and cry when they showed Thrawn because I was so happy he was back. I've talked about this. The first adult book I ever read was Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. And Thrawn is the big bad guy in that trilogy. And it's like Darth Vader. I like him because he's so cool, but he's so evil. He's so good, and he's smart and intelligent, and it's the last person you would expect, and he does such a good job. He's so good at being bad. So I was so excited, and when they showed him, I was like, oh my god, it's Thrawn. I didn't cry. I am proud of myself. I did not cry last night. I was so proud of myself, but I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, I'm like so happy Thrawn is back. And he's a bad guy, and I hope he loses. But I'm so happy. So it was so wonderful seeing Thrawn, hearing Thrawn talk. It was like everything in my head come to life, and it's clear that he is going to be a game changer for this series because the Imperials have a great opportunity at one point to capture part of the rebels, to like destroy a part of them. And Thrawn is like, it's not worth it. It's like one ship, one giant ship with a couple of ratty-tatty A-wings, and it's not like a full fleet. He said, no, let them escape. Let them get away with this little win because he wants something bigger. He's planning for the long term, not the short term. Up to now, the Imperials have been happy getting whatever rebels they can and destroying those rebels and ending it. Thrawn is looking at the bigger picture, getting to the core of the rebellion, destroying that, and ending the rebellion altogether. Instead of just hitting, oh, there's a rebel cell. Boom, here comes another one. Okay, let's destroy that one. Here's another one. So it's like, he is so smart, and he's good at what he does, and I'm seeing there, I'm like, yay, Thrawn, yay, I'm so happy, Thrawn. And then I feel guilty because I realize he's a bad guy and he's on the opposite team, but I'm excited. We also saw Kallus last night, which is kind of nice, but it's also interesting. Last season, there was an episode where Zeb and Kallus were stranded together on one of Geonosis' moons and had to work together to get off, and it seemed like maybe Zeb got through to Callus a little. I mean, Callus said, we just do, in the Empire you just do, you don't question. And Zeb's like, well, maybe you should start questioning because it really seems like there's a lot of stuff that's not going right. And Callus says, well, yeah, some of what we've done hasn't really been what we thought we were doing. He actually admits that the Lasat weren't supposed to be massacred like he was, and he just did it because he didn't know what else to do. So I thought, so my thinking was that maybe Zeb got through to Callus a little, and that Callus would start questioning and thinking, oh, maybe this stuff isn't right. But he is currently still with the Empire, so I don't know. I'm kind of hoping Callus defects and becomes a rebel, because I think that'd be really awesome. Because we do see at the end of that episode about him and Zeb, when Callus goes back to the Empire, he has, like, no friends. His room was, like, barren, and it's like, wow, you would rather just blindly follow orders and pretty much be a living, breathing robot than risk your life fighting for justice and having friends and having fun. So, I don't know. I still have hope that maybe this season Callus will go, down with the Empire! I'm joining the rebellion! I don't know. I hope so. It would be nice. Because the rebellion could use everything they've got. And of course we are going to see something like that. We do have the Sabine stories coming up pretty soon, which will be, I think, majorly awesome. I hope they talk a little bit more about the Siege of Mandalore. That's something that's been hinted about in the Ahsoka Tano Untold Tales panel. They did talk about that. That would have been a pretty big moment in Ahsoka's life. Which, by the way, we're like 2 weeks away from the Ahsoka novel coming out, and I really hope that's in there. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I definitely think season 3 is going to be more intense, and I feel like we're going to go on this really insane, wild ride. I just don't know. Last night's episode is like, I was so excited, and I can't wait for next week's episode, even though next week we see the return of the nightmare-inducing, cuckoo, banana, bonkers, crazy guy who apparently has 9 lives like a cat, and nothing you can do will make him stay dead or down. That's right. Maul will be back next week. Yay! Not yay, no. The guy still gives me the creepy heebie-jeebies, and I want to feel sorry for him. I do. I really do want to feel sorry for Maul. But he's done so many bad things that it's kind of hard to feel sorry for him as a character. I mean, I know some of his past because I have an encyclopedia and I've read about some of his past and stuff, and it's like, I want to feel sorry for the guy. I really, really do. But I can't. I just can't, because he's done so many horrible things. And I thought during Clone Wars, when they brought in his brother, when they brought in Savage, and he actually cared about Savage, I thought, yes, Maul has something redeeming about him. He has a quality. He's able to love and want to form relationships. And then he kills Satine, and I'm like, no! So yeah, I'm sorry. As much as I want, I don't think I can find one redeeming quality in Maul anymore after he did that. I mean, I don't know. So Maul will be back next week, as will the Bendu, and hopefully Throng. So I'm hopeful. I don't know. I'm excited. I really can't wait. It's just, I'm super excited. I love the fact that they have officially decided to change when the day and time that they air Rebels. Last season they were airing at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays, and for right now it's at 8:30 Saturdays, which works out so much better for me because I'm home on Saturday nights. I'll be able to watch it, and it'll be much easier for me to do these vlogs on Sunday. Speaking of which, I do have to do a quick little programming note. I will not be here next Sunday. I know the Holocrons of Fate, this episode, I'm betting is going to be as big as the season premiere, if not bigger. But I will be out of town next Sunday. My family, which is my mom, my dad, my brother, and myself, we are driving up north, up to go by Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes to go look at trees. Yeah. We're going to go look at trees to see them change color. I'm happy because it's a chance to go see more Michigan. I love traveling through Michigan. It's awesome. I just wish we were going to do more than go look at a bunch of trees, because I can look out my window and see trees changing color. But yeah, we're gonna go up to do Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes, which is up by Traverse City, and then I think my dad says he wants to go to I don't remember if he said Gaylord or Grayling, and he wants to go to Charlevoix, which is actually a really cool place. So we're going to spend next Sunday pretty much driving around the northwest part of the state, which will be kind of cool because we're going to go see Lake Michigan, and maybe we'll find a beach and it'll be warm enough to go wading. I don't think it will be, but cross my fingers. So I'll be taking pictures and video of that. And then this week, the college here in town, Northwood University, is doing their International Auto Show, which it isn't really big. It's really just substantial car dealerships to go, look at these really expensive cars that you will never be able to afford. And it's free. So my dad and I are talking about going to that because it's on the campus of Northwood University, which is actually really beautiful. It's set back in the woods. So I might be going to that. So I'm really excited about that. So, and next Sunday I'm going up north. So I will not be here next Sunday to vlog about Holocrons of Fate, but do not worry. I have 2 days off next week, and I actually get out relatively early on Tuesday. I get out at 1, so I will be able to do my vlog either next Tuesday or next Thursday. So watch those 2 days. I will have a vlog up, and I won't be just talking about Star Wars. I will actually be returning to my normal pop culture news because tonight is the premiere of Once Upon a Time. So I will be talking about that in my next vlog. Also, I won't be able to watch Criminal Minds or looking at my calendar. But tonight is the return of Once Upon a Time, and it's just really, I'm really hopeful about this season, the story arc with the evil queen being back, with Regina splitting herself in two, going, good Regina, bad Regina. So I'm really interested in seeing how this kind of Jekyll and Hyde inspired story arc works out. Saturday is the Holocrons of Fate, which is like, yay! And I would like to say here now, I would love it if I could have, if Holocrons were real and I could have one of my own. Because I can only imagine how many books I would be able to fit on that thing. Actually, I want Keenan's Holocron because he's got all these, videos of Anakin teaching lessons. I'm like, oh, I want! I mean, I wouldn't be able to swing a lightsaber to save my life, but it'd still be pretty cool. But yeah, so Holocrons of Fate, and then I will be vlogging that Tuesday or Thursday so that I'm able, so you guys will get a video, and because of that, I will probably be able to talk about, no, I'm sorry, I'm screwing up my schedule. It wouldn't be this week. I actually have, I can't remember schedule. I'd be vlogging on Tuesday. Yeah, I'd be vlogging Tuesday. So, no vlog next Sunday, the 2nd. I will be posting a vlog on the 4th, though. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I'm looking at my calendar, so. No vlog next Sunday. I will be vlogging on October 4th instead. And I will be covering the first 2 episodes of Once Upon a Time and also Holocron Heist. And if I can, I will try to catch up on Criminal Minds and SVU. I'm kind of hopeful for Criminal Minds because I read an article that this season there will be a big, huge Spencer Reid story arc, which will see the return of Jane Lynch as his mom, Diana Spencer. So I'm really excited about that. And then Ahsoka will come out the 2nd week of October. So yay! I'm super excited. So that's it. Quick programming note. I will not be vlogging on the 2nd. I will be back on the 4th with a vlog instead. I'll also be posting the link to Rebels Recon in the description below, so you guys can go check out the really cool episode. I am super excited. I am so happy that Rebels Recon is back, so yay. Before I go, there are a couple of rumors. There's like one major rumor I want to talk about. It's been going on since Rebels premiered. It's this rumor that Obi-Wan Kenobi, aka Ben, will be making an appearance, and I've said it'd be cool. I'm not really I don't think it would happen, though. It depends on how Disney wants to play out Obi-Wan's exile on Tatooine. In Legends: The Old Expanded Universe, there were two different things. One is that Obi-Wan simply stayed on Tatooine until Luke came to him with Leia's message. And the other one is that Obi-Wan actually did leave Tatooine, and he would go to help those in need and help other lost Jedi. So it's going to be interesting to see how Disney plays this, if they're just going to keep Obi-Wan on Tatooine, or if they're actually going to get him off planet. The rumor has gotten new life because of Darth Maul being introduced in Twilight of the Apprentice, and the rumor is now that Obi-Wan will be back to do one last epic battle with Darth Maul. I think it'd be awesome. I think Darth Maul has, I think it'd be really cool to see Darth Maul and Obi-Wan go up one last time against each other, but I'm actually not feeling that hopeful. I'm banking more on Ahsoka coming back alive. And I feel like there's a big hit in last night's Rebels Recon. One of the guys Andy Gutierrez talked to, he was wearing a jacket over a shirt, but I took a closer look at the shirt. The shirt said Ahsoka lives, and I'm like, oh, is that a clue? Is that a hint that Ahsoka's alive? We know Ahsoka's coming back, for sure. But we don't know yet if she's alive or dead. I'm saying alive. She has to be alive. Ahsoka has to be alive. It'd just be horrible if Anakin killed her. So, and I personally don't think Anakin would. Darth Vader could kill her, even though he's evil and totally nasty, because there's still a small part of him. There is a part of him that's still good. That's still Anakin. I think that would have held him back from killing her. But yeah, so my hopes are sky high, and I'm hoping soon. I can't be patient. So anyway, yay. So I'm going to end this vlog here. It's over. It's short for me today because, like I said, I want to watch the Lions game. It's on right now. I'm missing it. But yeah, so what did you guys think about Star Wars, about Rebels Steps into Shadow? Are you hopeful for this season? Is there anything you'd like to see? Leave me a comment below. Also, don't forget to leave me questions or comments about my videos in general, and give me ideas about what you guys want to see me cover. Don't forget to like or subscribe. It's because of you guys that I'm getting more and more confident and able to do this. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday, October 4th, for my next installment of Michigan Girl Pop Culture News. Until then, I'm Caitlin, your favorite Michigan girl and wannabe Jedi, just for the day. Stay safe, you guys. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I hope you're enjoying all the fall festivities. I tried my first pumpkin spice snowflake cookie today, and it was awesome. So I am off for the day. Like I said, I will see you guys back here again on October 4th. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe, take care, and as always, may the Force be with you.